after news channel after news channel. Ever wonder why they report the same news? This is Wake Up America.
Brought to you by Citizen Stringer.
The media has become absolute lunacy. What makes us different? We just tell the truth. Daily headlines, politics, social issues, focusing on headlines that the mainstream media ignores. Conservative to the core and honest, sometimes to a fault. Unapologetically American. Welcome to Wake Up America with your host, Stephen Oatley.
Well, hello. How you guys doing, huh? You doing well? Today is Monday. Couldn't tell you the actual date. What is it? The 11th of October. It's been a crazy couple of days. I drove 990 miles, 996 miles to be precise, out to Iowa, and we attended. Myself, Adam was there. April and her husband was there as well. But it was awesome. It's the reason why I said everyone should go. And I'll talk about that in a minute. I could tell you one thing, though. I never want to do it again. Just driving with that short amount of time. Because I left Thursday night around 6 o'clock. Drove straight there. Got there Friday in the afternoon. Had a bunch of issues with the trailer. All that stuff. So, it was fun, though. It was fun. And the drive back was better because, the drive there I live streamed. So if you guys weren't watching, well, you missed out on some incredible singing and stuff like that. But yeah, on the drive there, I live streamed out there, which I realized makes the trip a lot longer for me as the driver. So on the way back, I didn't do that. And yeah, it was long. I'm still not, my ankles are still quite swollen, and I worked today. So I got up early. I came in here. You can't see it right now, but I painted this wall and the little bookshelf wall, and then I painted the entire front of the store. So it was crazy. It's just been a long day. My wife is like, you need to take the day off. And I said, I'd never take the day off. And that's why I started a bit earlier, just to get it done. We met a ton of viewers there. I left while Donald Trump was getting ready to speak, so I listened to his whole speech on my drive home. I actually hung up with my wife as soon as he started walking up because I'm like, Donald Trump's on, and I'll call you after, like 2 hours, because he always talks for a really long time. So I was really excited about it. I thought it was good. It was good to see everybody. I am a little let down based on some of the interviews that I've seen on mainstream television. You've probably seen some of those. MSNBC has some interviews. Tonight, if you watch The Daily Show, they're going to have a show. We saw that camera guy acting like an idiot. And then just being there, we had a tremendous amount of issues ourselves. When I was driving out there, I lost my running lights on my trailer, which is a brand new trailer. So I'm actually bringing that back to the dealership on Friday, and they're fixing it. And then Tim, one of our viewers who was going to bring the generators, he, I guess, was in a car accident. He's okay. But he was unable to get there with the generators, so we weren't able to give out any coffee. It kind of messed up our live stream capabilities too, because we didn't have power. And it's my fault. Ultimately, I should have just made sure I had a secondary generator. So I did. I bought one today, so we'll never have that issue again. But yeah, it's crazy. It was a crazy trip. We saw a lot of so many people. That's the thing. The media can't portray that as a small event. They just can't. There were too many people there for them to try to portray it as a small event. We saw so many good ones. We had so many viewers, so many Wake Up America viewers that were actually out there, which was amazing. I didn't have to give hugs, so that was nice. April got a hug, but I didn't have to give hugs. And I did sign some stuff and take a bunch of pictures, and so that was cool. But it was fun, man. It was fun. Stacy said this is the first live stream you can hear in a month. I don't know why. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. I do have some breaking news. Adam is actually going to be jumping on a plane tomorrow morning, bright and early, heading up to Lansing, Michigan. There's a rally up there with that has to do with the audits in Michigan. Adam is going to be live. We will not be live on YouTube. We'll be live everywhere else. And we'll also have some interviews offline and stuff like that we'll capture. That'll be posted on Citizen Stringer TV and citizenstringer.com. So we'll have that tomorrow. I believe it's from noon to 3:30, and then he's jumping on a plane and flying back. But that's what media does. So he's like, I wish we knew about this. And I said, here, I just booked your flight. Bye. And so he's going to be going up there tomorrow, so it's going to be good. The news here reported 8 to 10,000 people at the rally. It was a lot bigger than that. Oh yeah, absolutely was. It was absolutely bigger. I don't have the numbers, but if you guys follow me on Twitter, which you all should, PT News Network on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw the photo I posted, which was right after I packed up. It was right around 6:00 p.m. local time. That was 3 hours after, or so it was 5, because it was 3 hours after they opened the gates, and you still had a tremendous line outside of that place of people trying to get in. A lot of our viewers actually went there. They saw the lines that said hi, to me, bought one of the nice shirts that we had out there, and then left. We did hear about a rally that's going to be happening in the near future, so we'll probably attend that one. We just can't publicly say where it is because they haven't announced it. And so yeah, as someone said, it's the biggest crowd ever at that location. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was fun. Our camera did pretty well, so that's what I'm happy about too, is when Donald Trump, for anyone that has, you just go, if you missed his Donald Trump speech yesterday, and you want to watch it in its entirety, go to citizenstringer.tv or citizenstringer.tv, and you can watch it in its entirety for free. You don't need a membership or anything like that. I uploaded it a couple of hours ago, so it's there for everyone to watch. And yeah, let's jump into the news, man. I had a whole list of stuff ready to go to talk about, and I'm not going to bother. First, I want to talk about Spartan Armor Systems. I'm going to wing it tonight is what I meant to say. Not that I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to wing it and not go through that standardized list. But anyway, Spartan Armor Systems is the sponsor for this show. I would appreciate it if you guys go to their website right now or after the show and buy yourself some body armor, because the way this country is going, you need it. So SpartanArmorSystems.com, and if you use code YEET, you get 10% off your order. So yeah, check them out. They're an Arizona-based company, big supporters of our show, big supporters of freedom and liberty, and big supporters of protecting what's yours. Spartan Armor Systems. Anyway, all right. Someone said, hey, Steve, went to the big Fresno fair and wore my Wake Up America shirt and got a ton of compliments. Yeah, I mean, the Wake Up America logo, and that's what kind of one of the things that we figured out here is the Wake Up America logo is just a brand. The premise of what the show is supposed to be about is it's a good name. It's a very good name, and that's why we want to make sure that we're doing that. This show, the flagship show, Wake Up America, is just running fierce. When I was driving, I stopped in gas stations because, a big portion of my trip, actually it wasn't, it was the smallest leg of my trip, but it took the longest. It was 279 miles of just back roads through West Virginia. That's just how my GPS takes me, apparently. And I stopped at some of the gas stations, especially on the way back because I was very tired. So I would pull in, I'd get out, stretch, chug a Red Bull or something, and then go for another hour until I couldn't do it anymore and had to get something. But we, every single time I stop, because the trailer has the big sticker of the Wake Up America, and I was wearing Wake Up America gear, everybody talked about it. Everyone was like, man, we do need to wake up. They didn't know the show or anything like that, but they were just, that message resonates with people. I stopped in this one little convenience store / gas station, country store, whatever you want to call it, in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia. That's the town, nowhere. Not really, but it should be, because it was in the middle of nowhere. I thought I was going to run out of gas. But they had a list in there, and it was a petition to, this is in a store, but it was a petition that had a shit ton of signatures, and the petition was to protest against mask mandates. And this is a little town, and it just tells you how big of an issue it is. How big of an issue these mask mandates and everything are. And she made a comment on the shirt as well because she's like, oh, we need to wake up. Did you sign our petition? And I said, sure, I'll sign the petition. I don't live here. But yeah, we do need to wake up. Everybody does. And if today wasn't a wake up for people, I know a lot of people are reporting, and a lot of you guys may be under this impression that the Southwest airline flights, that these pilots have walked off the job, and that's why there's all these delays. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's not true. Southwest Airlines it has had over 2,000 delays or flights canceled in the past 24 hours, but it's not because these pilots are walking off the job or not showing up. It's simply because, and this comes from Southwest Airlines, we have a pilot there. They're not willing to go on the record, but it has everything to do with vaccine. It has everything to do with mandates. It has everything to do with COVID and the pandemic. But they're not walking off. And that's what a lot of people, I just watched the Drinkin' Bros show from a couple of hours ago, and they were saying, 650 Southwest Airlines employees didn't show up to work today. That's not true. What the problem is Southwest Air, and I don't know all the legwork of it, but apparently they cut back all their flights. We already knew that. Southwest and pretty much every airline in the United States cut back all their flights because nobody was traveling, the pandemic. Well, now people are traveling. Southwest sold flights but didn't have the staffing for it. And it's not just because they didn't have enough pilots to fly, because they do. They actually have 400 plus pilots that are sitting at home right now getting paid. They can't fly because they have to maintain all of their qualifications in order to fly planes. And because they've been sitting at home not getting paid, they're not able to go out and fly these planes. According to our source in Southwest Airlines, a pilot, the reason that this is happening, the reason why we have all the delays is because the airline has oversold. Now people are suddenly flying, and the airline has oversold those seats and do not have people to go. You have weird weather scenarios, or when it's sunny and they're canceling flights for weather-related issues. But it's crazy. Someone said the pilots filed a lawsuit on Monday over mandates. I'm friends with someone whose husband is a pilot who's involved. Yeah, they've sued, but pilots didn't go. They didn't do a sick out or anything else that's being reported. And here's the thing: it's only being reported by conservatives. It's not even being reported by conservative news. It's only being reported by the talking heads, the influencers on social media. It has everything to do. The fact that all these flights are canceled have everything to do with vaccines. So don't get me effed up here in saying that it doesn't. Has everything to do with it, because Southwest Airlines cut 50% of their flights because of the pandemic. They sent all their airline pilots back home, and while they're paid, but they don't have enough, which is crazy because they're one of the biggest airlines. They don't have enough. The simulators, according to the pilot we talked to, they don't have enough simulators to retrain the pilots that have been at home. So they have 400 plus pilots that are sitting at home right now getting paid that are not legally able to fly the planes because they don't have enough reseat time or whatever the term is. But it's crazy. It's really weird how everything is being reported, and they're not the only ones, mind you. We know that here's the thing: the mandates aren't even in effect with these airlines yet. You have people coming out and saying, "Hey, listen, we're not going to do it." You got police departments that are saying we're not going to do it. You have construction workers saying we're not going to do it. All these companies are saying we're not going to do it. Texas just now made it illegal. They just signed an executive order, I think, making it illegal for any business that's based in Texas to mandate their employees to get vaccines. And I believe they're the first ones. Someone said, "No, Steve, it just didn't happen in one weekend." LOL. I don't know what you're talking about. I think it was 2% is how much the stock market or the Southwestern Airlines. But again, and here's the thing: is we talked to a pilot. We talked to an actual Southwestern Airlines pilot, and that's why we can make the judgment we do. We don't go off third-party information here. We want to hear it from the horse's mouth. And we have a pilot that has told us it has everything to do with vaccines. Yes, everyone's pissed off at the mandates, but pilots didn't walk off. You even have the pilots union that came out today and said there wasn't a sick out, there wasn't a walk off, and they aren't on strike. And I just told you what the reason is, and everyone can argue with me, but those are the actual, that's it. We talked to an airline pilot, plus you have the union reps that are telling you what it is. You think the union reps are going to lie and say, oh no, they're not on strike, even if they are? No, what it is it's the Southwestern Airlines overbooked flights because they have all these people that wanted to fly. They overbooked all these flights, and then they had to cancel all these flights because they didn't have pilots. They don't have pilots because they don't have enough training capability to retrain these pilots. That's why everyone's doing it. You have a ferry out in where was it? Washington State that canceled 32 routes, I guess, today. Over the past 24 hours for the same reason. It's not because their ferry workers have just walked off. It's because they don't have enough people that are trained fully in order to do that job. They're hiring, instead of hiring 100 per season, now they're hiring indefinitely. They're just not getting not enough people are actually going out to do it. Not enough people are doing it. Amtrak is having the issues. It's the same thing. Someone says, sorry, it was a sick out. Your source is bad. Well, my source is a pilot there. So maybe, just maybe he was one of the ones that showed up and he just doesn't believe it was a sick out. But, unless you're a pilot with Southwestern Airlines or Southeastern Airlines, whoever that was in the chat that said my source is bad. Come on, man. We base our information off of what we're able to find out through vetted, sources. This source is vetted. He's family. So, he's vetted. Anyway, but I'm not going to go back and forth in the chat with people that just want to argue. I'm too tired. It's too late for that. Here's another one. Here's another story. It's something that's not really being talked about that much. You know how many every week on Mondays, I typically write a mass shooting report. And it's gotten harder and harder because every week that's gone by, we've had more and more mass shootings. And not only is it hard to swallow because we have so many mass shootings all the time, but it's also just hard to write it. Because when there's 10 or 15 mass shootings, okay, I spent 2 or 3 hours putting it together and then boom, it's done. I put out my report. The problem is we're not. The past week, we had 17. 2 weeks ago, we had 17. 2 weeks ago. This week, in the past 7 days, since October 3rd to the 10th, we've had 20 mass shootings. 23 mass shootings, 20 people killed, 96 people injured. It's the most since I've been keeping track of this. It is literally the most mass shootings in 1 week since I've kept track of all the mass shootings every week. Our country is in a very bad place. You have mass shootings. You had one person killed, 14 others injured outside of a bar that even the police officer the night before, we all know him, Ramsey County Sheriff. Forgot his name right now. But Ben Fletcher, Bob Fletcher. But even the night before, he actually pulled up right outside of the place, made a comment. He's like, we haven't had a shooting here. It's inevitable to happen. Look how many people are here. And next day, they have a mass shooting there. A 20-year-old, 22-year-old, 20-ish-year-old woman was killed. 14 other people injured. You have shootings across America. We have police officers that have died. How many cops have died this weekend? How many cops? The police officer, the deputy sheriff in Maricopa County that was beaten on Saturday while he was transferring an inmate from a holding cell to another holding cell. He was beaten so severely, he just died. They took him off life support. He just died 2 hours ago. The suspect, luckily, the suspect fled in the trooper's vehicle or in the deputy's vehicle. He fled. He ended up about 80 miles away when he tried to shoot at a homeowner. Luckily, that homeowner was carrying and unloaded on the guy, shot him 3 times. The guy's in stable condition, apparently, but the officer is dead. You had an officer in Georgia that was killed on his first shift. His first shift ever with that department. He was killed. And he was killed by someone. He was ambushed outside of the police station because apparently he arrested someone's buddy. So this guy came and ambushed him and killed him on his first shift. You have another police officer. I forgot where. We wrote an article on it. A police officer that was sitting in his vehicle doing reports when he was executed in an ambush-style shooting. and they were trying to chase this guy. They didn't know he killed the sheriff. They knew he killed other people. They were trying to chase him. They had a 15-hour manhunt. They didn't even realize that the trooper was shot and killed for 14 hours, I believe it was. That's at least 3 officers since Saturday that have been killed in America. We could sit here and talk about all this. We could talk about airlines. I think every business should shut down. I think everyone everywhere should shut down. I think people should be in the streets. That's what I think. Today in Washington, D.C., you got climate protesters outside. Secret Service has to arrest them. They're shaking the fences and all that. Why isn't that on CNN? They focus so heavy on the insurrection, right? And how bad it was. I saw the same exact thing today in D.C. from the climate protesters than we saw on January 6th. The same thing. People pushing at Secret Service. People masked up. The only difference is they're Antifa. They're all, or indigenous, or whatever they're calling themselves now. They're all the LGBTQ plus. Hey, you guys hear? The new Superman is gay. Our country is fucked. There's no other way to say it. And I know it sucks, and I know it's harsh, and I know, but it is. We're going to have an article come out in a few minutes. DC Comics just announced, and I don't care anyway, but now I got to tell my kids that they can't watch this shit to be indoctrinated. My kids love Superman. They love watching those cartoons. DC Comics just said John Kent, who's the new Superman, they posted a photo of him making out with another dude. He still has the same logo. Why don't they change that to some rainbow flag and instead of being able to fly, he rides a fucking flaming unicorn. Our country's fucked. The more I was thinking about it, the more I got pissed. As I was talking about stuff. Got pissed. It's so wrong. I mean, think about that. I sent it to April. I'm like, can you believe this shit? Can you believe this? You got our governor, or the guy running for governor here. God, I'm so tired right now. I'm forgetting it. The person trying to run for governor in this state. McAuliffe? Yeah. You got McAuliffe, who's running for governor, who said no CRT is being taught in schools. But that doesn't make any sense because you have teachers that are resigning because they're being told they have to teach CRT. In McAuliffe's interview that he did on CNN yesterday, I actually listened to it live because I was so tired that I listened to CNN just to get pissed off. No joke. And I listened to him live. And I was like, I cannot believe this. He's just lying. And he said Donald Trump maybe 46 times in that 5-minute interview. And Betsy Davos, whatever, he said her name 15 times too. Talking about this and talking about private schools, blah, blah, blah. The guys, we're so crazy. Someone said, how are we giving the left crazies this much power to change things? I don't get it. I don't know. It may be because people are just, I think so many people sit back and say it doesn't affect us. It's not me. It doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect us. And then when it does affect them, when it hits the public schools, and when it hits all these parents who are going out just trying to, protect their kids, then they're like, well, shit. Think about it. The Department of Justice has now been militarized. I'm super tired, guys. So I apologize. But that's why I'm like stuttering and stuff. I apologize. And now they're going to go out and now they're viewing people that stand up and argue or try to represent their children in front of school boards. Now they're saying that those people are domestic terrorists. You have AP fact checking it, saying they didn't say the domestic terrorists. It says it literally in the press release, in the letter that they sent to President Biden, the teachers union. Our country is bad, dude. It's bad. The jab isn't causing anyone to go crazy, Jerry. Not the actual, I don't even know. Maybe it is. I can't even tell you anymore. I just don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand the complete and utter craziness. You know what I mean? No matter how much I try to like rationalize, no matter how much I try to make sense of certain things in life, it's becoming harder and harder to do so. You know what I mean? Trying to find out, because that's one of the things that we do as journalists, as reporters, whatever the case is. We try to view everything from a neutral perspective. In order to do that, you have to weigh both perspectives. At least that's how we do it. But now when you weigh the perspective from the left, it's complete and utter mindless bullshit. That's literally what's going on now. Complete and utter mindless bullshit. And it's almost like people are oblivious to it. It's almost like they're oblivious to it. You know, it's funny today. I was watching, and I do a lot of like opposition, views. So today when I was painting the office, I had the Young Turks, some damage report or some shit like that on. I don't like the show, don't really know much about it at all. But I decided to watch the show today, and I think it's because someone said something the other day about it. And I was like, who are these people? Are they actually talking about me? And I listened to this idiot talk with him and some girl that kept going like that, sideways the whole time. Even their comments, their leftist viewers were like criticizing her. But they sat there and laughed about people getting COVID. Even because they don't understand the fact that people should have the freedom to make up their own mind about what they do. And that you can say, well, I got the vaccine, not me. But you can't say, I got the vaccine. Donald Trump is the best example for it, saying he suggests everyone get the vaccine if you want. I've said that numerous times on this show. My wife is vaccinated. I argued with her about it. We had fights and all that stuff. And for several days, I thought I was going to lose my best friend after it. And then you know what? She got it. She made her own choice. She has that right to make their own choice. But you know what we don't see? We don't see the right attacking the left when they do something wrong and say, see, it's because they got vaccinated. We're not doing that. We're not saying that, we try to draw out the side effects and stuff like that, but we don't like judge a person based on their vaccination status. At least I don't, nor have I ever seen anybody that does it. But people literally sit there and I was surprised today. I really was when I was watching it. And they sat there, I guess Alan West or somebody, I don't remember who it was, but they were laughing, literally laughing that someone is very, very sick from COVID. Saying, well, bet you wish you got that vaccine now. Is that what America is? Is that what we do now? We just vilify people that we disagree with? And we've seen it for a long time. We saw it with January 6th. We saw it all for the past 4 years. Any Trump supporter. We saw that today. I'm going to stay up tonight for the best that I can because I'm going to watch that, The Daily Show, or whatever it is. And I hope it's not the one with that stupid-ass British dude, but because he's fucking annoying as shit, too. But I know that they had the reporter at that Trump rally, and I saw the way he was acting. And when I say acting, because he was acting. I wonder if any of his camera angles are going to show that he was surrounded by armed guards that were wearing bulletproof vests because he was so nervous to be around people. But yet he does this big thing where he walks down, and I guarantee if any of you guys watch it, you're going to see it, where he walks down and he's looking like mean mugging at everybody, and he's probably going to be like, let me go walk into the sea of Trumpsters and find out what's really going on. Like, I imagine that's what they're going to narrate it to. And he interviews someone. We had a viewer that came up that was with, that bought a shirt and all that stuff, a longtime viewer of the show. And I'm sorry, I forgot your name, bud. But he comes up to me after and he goes, I just did an interview with that guy. And I was like, whatever. And he's like, yeah. And I know the only reason they wanted to interview me is because I'm the stereotypical Trump supporter. I'm missing teeth. I'm rough around the edges. This is what he said to me. And then he said, you know what? But I had something to say. And I wanted people to say it. And that's what everybody needs to do. He knows that they're probably going to manipulate it. I heard someone else talking about that right before this show, where they were saying, well, if you call yourself a conservative, when you go to these Trump rallies, it was that the radio guy from where was it? The radio guy from Florida. I forgot what his name is. Nice guy. But I was watching or listening to his podcast before this too. And he's like, listen, Trump reporters shouldn't talk to the media because they're giving all of us, bad people. They're making us all look bad is essentially what he said. Isn't that like the stupidest fucking thing you've ever heard? Everybody should be talking to the media. Everybody should be going out to protest. Everybody should be loud and outspoken about what's going on. Because do you know how the country got to where it is now? It's because we didn't do it. We weren't loud. We weren't outspoken. We didn't call the attention to where it deserves. We didn't do any of that. We literally allowed this country to fall apart in 9 months. We allowed it. Our elected officials, they allowed it. Everyone could sit up there and talk a big game about, we're not signing some infrastructure bill. Fuck you, you aren't. You're already going to do it. You know you're going to do it, and you're going to try to fight it for a couple of weeks, and you're going to pass something that's still going to bury my kids in debt. You know, I've told everyone for a long time, people need to vote. That people need to go out and vote. I've said that a lot. People need to vote. People need to vote. I was at the DMV, and I think I told this story when I was driving. I was at the DMV the other day, registering my vehicles. And there was a guy there that said, they asked if he wanted to re-register to vote when he was renewing his license. And he's like, no, I don't want to. She's like, you don't want to vote? And he's like, no, there's no point. There's no point in voting. Look at what happened in the last election. And then she brushed off the conversation because she's a state employee and didn't want to have that conversation. And I was tempted to, chime in there and be like, if you don't want that to happen, one of the best ways that you could fight against it is by voting. It is. Because you know what's harder? It's a lot easier. It's fucking dumb. I don't understand people anymore. I understand not having faith in our election systems. I understand that. But if you don't vote, you know what you're doing? You're making it so they don't even need to cheat anymore. It's their ultimate goal is already completed. Now they don't need to add one more ballot because you're not voting. That's not helping them. Well, it is. It's helping them. That's what it is. If you want to fight and go against the grain, you want to stand up for yourself, then you have to stand up for yourself. You can't just allow people to walk over you all the time. You can't. And that's what people are doing all the time. They're just walking over everything. You have to go out and vote. And if you really want to make change, if you're really, really offended by what's going on in this country and you've had it and you want to do something about it, run for office. Not federal office, not any shit like that. Run for your local office. Run for your council. Run for your school boards. Run for your county board seats. That's where the decisions that are going to impact your everyday life, that's where they are. The federal government, no, everything they do is years down the line. That's why so many people are complaining. That's why you got the left saying, it's 3.5 trillion. And you got the right saying, no, it's really 5 trillion because none of these things are ever going to end. Because they're not right now. But when you go and you vote on a new ambulance with your town or something, you know what you get? A new ambulance. If you vote on a new, your contract, because here's the thing. Do you think that one software company, one voter tabulation company has the contracts for the entire states? They don't. Bidding is not allowed like that. You have to receive bids from 3 or 4 people. You know who makes the decisions on what softwares to use? Do you? It's your local government. It's your board of supervisors, your county clerks. They're the ones who are making those determinations. And that's why it's important to do it. That's why it's important. But someone said eventually they'll be physically removed. Probably like your comment. So will you delete your comment, Ziggy123, please? Because you can't write that stuff. Even though you may be right. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. Nobody really knows what we're going to have to do or just how bad it's going to get in the next 3 years. 3.3 years. That's what he's got left. He's only been in office 9 months. Look at what's happened to our country in 9 months. 9 months. Everybody talks about how bad Donald Trump was. And again, for the record, I'm not the biggest Donald Trump fan. But I'm a big fan of Donald Trump as president. Because look at what he did. Look at all the things that he did have been erased. Everything except for people showing up to these rallies. But here's my question. Why aren't they showing up everywhere? Donald Trump yesterday called for people to go to the Michigan Capitol in Lansing tomorrow. He said people need to go there for the audits. How many people are going to show up? Someone said we won't make 4 years. No, probably not. Someone else said he never left office. I don't even know what that means. I get it. He picked up where Obama left off. Yes, Dickie, we can all see your posts. You keep asking. Anyway, before I go too far on this, the moment you've all been waiting for is available. You can now all visit puretruthcoffee.com and purchase coffee. We have a limited run available, so don't go crazy. And I did do a special where if you buy all 5 brands, you'll see it. It's like Coffee Box. You'll have your choice of a free mug. Follow the instructions in the post, and there's only 20 of those available. So basically what you do, go to puretruthcoffee.com, click on coffee. You'll see all the different coffees. If you click the box of coffee, I think it's $80 plus the shipping. You'll get all 5 flavors of coffee, and then add that to your cart. Go to drinkware, go to mugs, click, choose whatever mug you want. Add that to your cart. You'll see it's free. Now it doesn't work with tumblers, and but it works with every single mug. Someone said, "Will I be doing K cups?" Yeah, eventually, just not right now. Because I just wanted to get these out. So now I finally got the. I finally got the coffee bags today, so I will start packaging all the coffee, and they will all ship on Wednesday. So order your coffee now. It's going to sell out very quickly. Okay, we have limited quantities, so it's going to sell out very, very quickly. Do not worry. As soon as this goes, as soon as I sell out of these, I'll order new ones. I have to order new labels, and please don't laugh when you get the coffee packages, because they have really, really nice, crisp, clean labels, except they're like this big. They were supposed to be 2 inches by 3 inches, and I don't know what the hell they did, because this is not 2 inches by 3 inches. So I'm going to have to get more. But again, if you want to order all 5 flavors, so we have Trumpkin, which is like a pumpkin spice one for Halloween. We've got the one with a question mark, which is like a legendary blend. That question mark brand, the reason why it's got a question mark is because I'm still trying to think of a name for that one, which right now it's just Question Everything, because that's what we kind of do as a news organization. That is by far my favorite coffee. I like the French roast too, but that coffee, I don't know what it is. It could just be because it's my coffee, so it tastes good. Even my wife, who's a big coffee drinker, she likes it. Now, Brad, Bruce, April, Adam, Derek, do not order coffee, because you're all going to get it anyway. So do not go and order it. You're all going to get the box, but no mug. Because I will be printing mugs here, but apparently I didn't get all the mugs that I wanted, so I just did the mugs there. So make sure you order your coffee now. I guarantee it's going to sell out by the time I end the show. I can almost promise you. I can see right now there's 58 people on that website. So if you all place orders, it's sold out. So puretruthcoffee.com. Linda Smith, you are the first one ever to order coffee. I'm going to frame that picture, Linda. You're my favorite. You were the first one ever to order coffee. That's cool. But yeah, it's been a long couple of days. It really has. And we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. There's another rally that's going to be somewhere. We're hearing it could be on the West Coast somewhere. So obviously I'm not driving there, but we are planning on going out that way. when that goes. Adam, like I said, we just bought him a plane ticket. He is flying up to Lansing, Michigan to cover that rally tomorrow outside of the Michigan Capitol. Now, that's already being played out in the press as some crazy thing. Donald Trump said it, so now all the Capitol is bracing. Capitol Police are bracing for all this, blah, 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 like they always say. It'll be good. And we'll be there. We won't broadcast it live on YouTube, obviously, because we can't get struck from YouTube. But it'll be live on Facebook. I may put a placeholder up on YouTube to remind you guys that you can watch it over on our channel, on our social media channel, citizenstringer.tv. Adam was also planning on doing a live stream after this as well. So I'm not sure if he is now. Shout out to everyone who ordered coffee. Yeah, and now there's a lot of people on the website. I'm telling you, if you don't get it, and here's the thing, if you don't get it today, it's okay. You'll be able to get it in a couple of days. Because I'm going to order I'm going to order more. But I wanted to get these. I still don't even have the countertops. So tomorrow I have a bunch of folding tables. I'm just going to do it on the folding tables because I don't even have the new countertops yet. But I don't know what that is. Why my phone's going nutty. But yeah, if you work with us, you don't need to buy it. But yeah, a lot of people are buying it, which is awesome. And just make sure if you get the coffee box, follow the instructions. And I'll say it one more time. If you order the coffee box, which is all 5 flavors, it's $80. So there's no real discount on the coffee, but you're essentially getting a mug for $5. What you do is you add the coffee box to your cart and then go look at the drinkware, the mugs there, and choose a mug. And we have new mugs. For anyone that hasn't been on the store in a while, we have new shirts on there. We have some new pullovers on there, new hats on there, new mugs on there. I just don't plug it as much as I should because I'm busy. I'm going to have a bunch of like patriotic surplus stuff that I was going to bring to the rally. I just didn't have time to print all of it. So I have some of that. Oh, you know what? Never mind. That's not going to be surplus. I'll put those all in the mystery boxes for October, which will ship here in a couple of days. And yeah, it's just crazy stuff. I'm tired. Like I said it in the beginning. Today was going to be a relatively quick show. I just wanted to get back into the groove and do a show. Tomorrow I'll be here all day. We got an issue with the bathroom here in the office. So I've got to meet the plumbers here at 8:00 in the morning because there is, I guess I never went into the bathroom here. And so I went in there earlier today and it's rough. It's rough. Okay. Let's just say there's some mold and shit like that. That's creeping me out. And so they're coming in tomorrow to fix all that because, well, they have no freaking choice. They have to. But yeah, the mystery box is, like I said, in November, they're going to switch up. And then a couple of people have asked about the book. The book, I hopefully will have it done by the end of this month. I'm going to pay someone outside to edit it, just to quickly edit it. I mean, and then I should have it by the end of November. That'll be available and I'll send it out to all the people that ordered it already. Because I did say in the fall, and with everything that's gone on and moving into this office and doing all this stuff, it's crazy. But I feel my eyes getting super tired. So I'm going to wrap right now. I'm not, if you didn't get the mug, you didn't follow the instructions, and I can't send you a mug. Okay, so you got to follow the instructions. Super important. Super important. So don't send emails saying, you got to send me this mug. No, you got to follow instructions. And I'm not trying to be an a-hole, but if you go to puretruthcoffee.com right now and you order a coffee box, put that in your cart. Then go to the drinkware tab. It's up at the top on the same website that you ordered the coffee from. Go to the drinkware tab, click on mugs, choose one of the mugs, put it in your cart, and you'll see in your cart it's free. I'm not sending out other mugs. I'm not picking out any mugs. We don't keep them in stock here. That's why it says it will ship independent of the coffee. I'm going to do my damnedest to get all the individual, actually, I'll probably ship the coffee boxes tomorrow. And then all the individual coffees will go out. What's today? Monday? I don't even know what the day is. It's Monday. So I'll probably ship all the individual coffees out on Tuesday. So yeah. But I'm sorry, I don't mean to yell. But yeah, you got to follow instructions. Super important. If you order the coffee box, I bet it's sold out already. There's so many people. Hold on, let me check and see. Because the coffee box, I only did 20 because after 20, I started losing money on the coffee cups. So, which is, doing it. Hold on. Let me check here. Coffee box. No, so we sold 8. So we still have 12 more. So make sure you get those coffee boxes right away if you haven't already. Holy crap. Tons of you have ordered the French. Is that the French vanilla? Oh, okay. That's French vanilla. The Question Everything is my favorite, by the way. That's my favorite brand. Favorite blend right there. Anyway, but yeah, make sure you get your coffee orders in. Make sure if you order the box, you select your own mug. If you don't select a mug, we're not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to see it. You're going to have to do it yourself. There's no, I can't do anything about it. I won't even know. My goal is to ship everything. Starting in the next day or two is to ship everything within 24 hours of it being received. That's why we got this space. That's why I have a 2,000 square foot office /store /retail front. That's why, is because I got pissed that I wasn't shipping things on time. And so we're not going to have that issue anymore. So, and then eventually we'll get to the point where the coffee's always in stock and we don't have to sell it all in one night like we are going to tonight. But listen, I appreciate everyone for watching. I appreciate all you guys for being here. I'm going to wrap this show. I'm going to go spend some time with my wife. She's probably already asleep. Maybe hug my kids. They're probably already asleep too. But I'm just going to relax for the night. I'll make this show available on a podcast tomorrow morning. It'll also be available on citizenstringer.tv tomorrow morning. And so I prefer that you guys have a membership over there, watch it over there. Or even if you don't have a membership, go watch it over there because we can tell by the analytics. It'll help us just as we continue to grow. Again, noon to 3 o'clock in Michigan, there is going to be a protest. We will be covering that live. Adam will be on the ground in Michigan at that rally for election integrity, I believe it's what it is. Forgot what it is exactly. But Adam will be there live tomorrow, and we'll cover any other Senate hearings and all that stuff. And then I'll have a full episode of Wake Up America tomorrow. And the way I may be doing some of these episodes is we'll do recorded shows that will air live, so you won't know. And then the second half will be only on Citizen Stringer for the members on there. And it still may be a recorded show, but that way I can get other stuff done. If I have time during the day to record a show, I will be recording a show. And I kind of like doing it because then I could put like articles and flashes of what I'm talking about on the show. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to Wake Up America with Stephen Oatley. Unapologetically American and unapologetically honest. Join us each night at 8 p.m. for more daily headlines, politics, and social issues, covering the headlines that mainstream media ignores. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review the show. See more on the website at citizenstringer.com. And we'll see you tomorrow on Wake Up America.